What's up, everybody? I am 3 days out from my first race of 2025, which is going to be the Shamrock Run 8K up in Portland, Oregon. If you've been following my videos or if you're following me on STRAVA, then you know that my training has been going really well recently, and I'm feeling super confident about going out and trying to take a huge chunk of time off of my college cross-country 8K PR of 24:39. More importantly though, today I wanted to jump on because I just got back from work to a very, very exciting package on my doorstep that showed up just in time for my pre-race tune-up workout. Of course, I'm talking about the Nike Vaporfly 4 in the prototype colorway. I always stay really up to date with running shoe releases, and I am very intentional about which running shoes I choose to purchase. From what I've heard about the changes that Nike made from the Vaporfly 3 moving to the Vaporfly 4, it got on my radar as something that I was really interested in and something that I think might work really well for me. So I wanted to try them out. I stayed tapped in and was able to pick up a pair of this limited edition color on release. There's not a lot of information out on these shoes right now, so I figured I would get my workout in them today and then get you guys a little bit of a first impressions review alongside a couple comparisons to the Vaporfly 3, which I've been training in for a lot of workouts in recent weeks, and my previous favorite race shoe, the Asics Metaspeed Edge Paris, which I ran my 2:18 marathon in at CIM in December. I'll go over the specs and updates that this shoe has to offer after I go get my workout done and alongside my initial thoughts. But first, gotta go over the workout. Today's workout is super simple. I've got 2 rounds of 8x200 at 35 seconds with a 200 meter jog between my reps and 400 meter jog between sets. Super simple workout, just feeling out my goal 8K race pace for this weekend. Really, honestly, it's just some long strides with more structure to it, and it should be a really good first test to see how this shoe performs at faster paces. Just got done with the workout, felt really good, super easy as expected, running 200s at 8K pace with a ton of rest. I'll throw the stats up on the screen if anyone's curious, but I averaged somewhere in the mid 34-second range for all those 200s. Initial impressions of the Vaporfly 4 are extremely good. I really enjoyed working out in this shoe. And the biggest thing by far that jumps out to me while I was running in this shoe, and even when I first put it on, is the weight. So the Vaporfly 4 comes in at 164 grams or 5.8 ounces in a US men's size 9, and that's coming down from a weight of 184 grams or 6.5 ounces in the Vaporfly 3. That is also the same weight as the Metaspeed Edge Paris, which to me is one of the best shoes on the market and feels extremely light on foot. So to knock well over half an ounce off that weight, it was extremely noticeable. I haven't put a shoe on my foot in a while that I've noticed how weirdly light it felt. So that was really great. Felt the same way on the run. It really has a similar-ish feel to the Vaporfly 3 with a couple key differences. One of the main ones being just it feels so light. You gotta use less energy to pick your feet up off the ground, and it's very noticeable. This upper also is a major upgrade over the 3. I'm not really somebody who cares about uppers too much, but I did notice as I've been running in the Vaporfly 3 over the last couple weeks that there is a solid amount of extra room in the toe box. Actually, let me go grab the shoe real quick. You can see it right here. So with the way that I have to lace my Vaporfly 3s to get a tight enough fit, I get this sort of bulge right here because there's some extra material in this area of the toe box. On top of that, the tongue is a little bit long. It has never bothered me at all. Again, I don't really care too much about uppers as long as they're not horrible, but you can see it comes up pretty far. And with this slanted lacing setup, you definitely have to sort of play with it a little bit as you're tying your shoes. And this upgrade with the Vaporfly 4 gets rid of all those problems. This upper is a very streamlined fit. It basically feels like a track spike, which is exactly what I'm looking for as someone who's trying to run really fast and get the fastest feeling shoe possible. It also goes back to a more centered lace setup versus sort of this angled setup over here on the Vaporfly 3, and the tongue is a whole lot shorter. So overall, any of the little slight issues that were in the Vaporfly 3 upper just got remedied with this one here. Underfoot, you have 36 millimeters of foam in the heel and 30 millimeters of foam in the forefoot for a 6 millimeter drop. That goes down from the Vaporfly 3, which I believe was 38 in the heel and 30 in the forefoot. And I know this is one thing that people are seeming to be really mad about on the internet, that this shoe is no longer maxing out at that 40 millimeter World Athletics approval stack height. Personally, I think it's a great move. I'm somebody who runs primarily on my midfoot and my forefoot, and because you've still got that 30 millimeters of foam in the forefoot, it feels just as cushioned as the Vaporfly 3. The Metaspeed Edge Paris, I think, has closer to 35 millimeters in the forefoot, and that one probably feels a little bit taller, but this one still feels like a completely adequately cushioned shoe for half marathon, even the marathon. And again, the real big thing that I noticed was the weight savings. Also, another major upgrade to the shoe is the positioning of the carbon fiber plate. You can kind of see it here outlined on the midsole. It's got a bit more of an aggressive swoop down, and that makes the shoe just pretty much feel overall faster and more aggressive than the Vaporfly 3. If you follow professional running and you've been watching elite marathons over the last year or two, you'll notice that a lot of Nike professional athletes will opt to wear the Vaporfly Next Percent 1 and Next Percent 2 over the Vaporfly Next Percent 3. And that's because in general, those two shoes were just a bit more aggressive and purely made for elite racing, as opposed to made to fit not only the needs of elite racers, but also more of a mass market. So you see those more elite athletes gravitating towards the Vaporfly 2, and the Vaporfly 3 became more of a good all-arounder shoe versus that true peak performance aggressive race day shoe. And the Vaporfly 4 really returns to that. I felt that it was a similar feel to the Vaporfly 3. If you've been running in the 3 a lot, it's gonna be a familiar shoe. It's just slightly more aggressive and snappy off that toe off, and I really, really enjoyed that feeling. I was really, really happy to get a first workout in this shoe before my race this weekend. I'm definitely gonna race in this shoe after trying it out today. It's super similar to the Vaporfly 3, which I've been doing all my training in recently, just a touch more aggressive and a whole lot lighter. So I'm really happy with the shoe overall. Those are my initial thoughts. I'm gonna continue to run in it more. I'll definitely give an update after my race this Sunday. But yeah, super excited about this shoe and even more excited to get out there for my first race of 2025. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. Leave a comment if you guys have any questions about this shoe. I can try to answer them as best as I can. And if you're interested in seeing more shoe review type of stuff from me, definitely let me know. It's something I will absolutely consider. Although I can't be spending all my money on every single new running shoe release. This is just one that I wanted to go after as kind of a one-time thing. I'll catch you guys soon for my race recap after this weekend. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you later. Peace.